Thank you, Tor. Now, I must admit, the last time I was lucky enough to be best man at a wedding, it didn't end well. I walked into the hotel bedroom of the father and mother of the bride, used the restroom, and stayed the night. John and Sally, just to give you a heads up, I like to be Big Spoon. When writing this speech, I did what every best man seems to do these days. I opened the laptop, searched into Google, best man speech. After reading all the cliches of how to open a speech, you then realise ChatGPT can write the whole speech for you. However, I'm not sure ChatGPT has any software for someone like Harry. Or is it Edward, James, or Henry? I've been fortunate enough to know Harry pretty much my whole life. Our friendship began carpet farming with miniature farm toys at each other's houses. This quickly evolved into go-karts, quad bikes, and motorbikes. I can recall spending days on end at Borton Farm racing each other around fields, which often ended up with Harry and Jack fighting and having to be broken up by one of the men from the farm. Not much has changed now. At 16 years old, you can take a test that allows you to drive a tractor on a main road. This involved driving a tractor unaccompanied to an industrial estate to take the test. You then drive around in circles for all of 10 minutes, being asked some theory questions, which even if you fail, they still pass you. Then whether you pass or fail, you then drive the tractor home. We also believed you could drive a quad bike legally on the road with this licence. So we thought, what a great opportunity to rock up to a friend's 16th birthday party in style. The venue was in Gabowen. Not far, we thought. Harry picked me up. We had planned a route and set off down the back roads on the quad bike. We quickly got lost and ended up on the dual carriageway. The quad bike was a single-seater and neither of us had helmets, but we did have high-vis jackets on. Having managed to overtake a few cars and not get pulled over by the police, we made it to the party alive. What we arrived to was meant to be a rave in an uninhabited bungalow soon to be renovated. However, word quickly got out that the bungalow was going to be demolished. What followed was like a scene from the film in Project X. Not wanting to be around for when any parents turned up, we decided to leave at first light, only to get halfway back, and yes, it broke down. Harry, left with no choice, rang Ed to come pick us up. Ed didn't say a word to us, either of us, the whole way back. I can still see how angry you were in the face in my mind now. The white lie of the party being conned over had backfired, and we never saw the quad bike again. Shrewsbury School. Harry started a year late and finished a year early. You were definitely late. You were definitely late. You were a bit late, come on. You've had your moment, give me mine, come on. Not one for being the best academic, he found his real passion and talent in rowing. I don't think we appreciated how good you were at rowing, having won all there was to win by lower sixth and being offered a scholarship to an Ivy League university in America. However, the farm was calling and Harry decided his time would be better spent at home. I think the real reason, however, was the thought of being captain of boats and having to do numerous event speeches was too much limelight. After the rest of us finished school, we decided that another year of education would be too taxing. A few months holiday travelling the world seemed a much better option. Harry, a year and a half into work, decided to join us. We had big plans for our gap year, or sabbatical in Harry's case, to work on a farm in Australia and travel around Southeast Asia. It began with a 2-week bender to Val d'Isere, where I think we managed to ski only half the days, and some of those was only to get to Polyjuice for après ski. From the Alps, we headed on to Australia, the real beginning of our gap year sabbatical. We planned to travel the East Coast, starting in Melbourne up to Cairns. Having no time frame to stick to, we enjoyed Melbourne far too much and overstayed our welcome. Deciding it was time to go to Sydney, we booked our flights, and that obviously called for one last night out. Knowing we had an 8 a.m. flight, half of us decided not to have a mad one. Harry, of course, had different ideas. To say you were a little unwell on that journey would be an understatement. I won't mention all 8 times you were sick that day. However, I do have to mention the one where the flight almost had abort takeoff as you ran up the aisle trying to find the restroom. Only to be told to sit down by the air hostess and handed a sick bag, which then after you used it, you tried to give it back. During our travels in Oz, we hadn't quite embraced the backpacker lifestyle. Not once to bunk beds or cooking our own meals, we spent far too much money, so we decided it was time to go to Bali, having only made it as far as Brisbane. I'd been told by my own parents and various others that there were 2 things not to do in Bali. The first was not to have one of the local sheikhs and go swimming in the sea, and the second was not to rent a scooter. So as every 18-year-old does, they don't listen to what advice they have been given, as they always know best. Immediately after landing, we met up with some friends, headed for the beach, had a shake, and ended up in the sea. After spending a couple of days seeing sights on the beach, we felt the need to explore the island a little more, so off we went and rented scooters. It didn't begin well. One of our friends managed to crash whilst leaving the rental place, another ran out of fuel in 10 minutes, and the real nail in the coffin being after our evening meal, the guys decided to go for an LRT around Kuta. We all lost each other straight away, and within 2 minutes I'd been pulled over by the police. Fortunately, I looked round and Harry had also been pulled over. There were 2 rules when renting scooters: wear a helmet and carry your driving licence. We, of course, had done neither. So we managed to negotiate that I'd go back to the hotel, get the helmets, licences, whilst Harry remained in custody. Good deal for me. Thankfully, the Bend police officers let us go after we paid them a lot of local currency. Even Harry didn't try and haggle them down on this one. After this run-in with the local police, we decided that the beautiful remote island of Bali, with no motor vehicles or police, would be a much safer option for us. What we didn't account for was how the locals wouldn't take too kindly to Harry and his erratic dance move, along with everything else that follows. On our return, Harry made himself a regular in the infamous C21. This was not only his favourite place to indulge, but Georgie's too. Harry, not being one with words, took his time with asking her out, but after he finally plucked up the courage, the rest is now history. The moment I knew Harry and Georgie were the perfect match was when I received a picture of Harry with a bandage around his head, and Georgie, the fully qualified paramedic, treating him for injuries while sustained trying to enter a nightclub through the fire escape. I'm not far off, okay. Georgie, you have a remarkable energy and resilience, the latter which has been made clear since being with Harry. We've had a lot of fun over the years together, and I look forward to many more. Harry and Georgie, together you've created the most wonderful family. Both Olive and Mary are just beautiful. And how special it was to have Mary christened today too. Georgie, you look absolutely stunning, and I think everyone could see how happy you made Harry. Harry, you've been a great friend to me over the years. We've done some amazing things together, and I'm proud to call you my best mate. However, no. Your timekeeping is terrible. I quickly learned that no matter what you do or wherever you go with Harry, we are always late. Train journeys, weddings, stag do's, even his own, we're late. I have finally, however, deciphered your language for timescales. I'll see you later. You definitely won't be seeing him. I'll be there in 10 minutes. If you're lucky, you may see him in half an hour. I'm just jumping in the shower. 45 minutes if you're lucky. God knows what you get up to in that shower. We'll just go for a quick one. 3 a.m. Thankfully you were on time today, and what a great day it has been. You're one of the most kind and generous people I know. You have helped me out on numerous occasions, and I know there are many others who would say the same. You and Georgie make a fantastic couple, and I wish you all the happiness together. So if you all could please be upstanding,